friends, welcome back to my channel. Here today to continue talking about The Village Weavers by Miriam J.A. Chansey. We're here for day 2, so we're reading between pages 40 and 86. I'm here to discuss this book, but we also have a special guest because, hello, happy Juneteenth. Juneteenth is tomorrow, and she's wearing her little flower for her Hawaiian party. Show me the dance. So we're here for the second check-in on this book, reading between pages 40 and page 86. And while it feels on the surface like there isn't much that happens here, it's a lot of the continuation of yesterday's discussion. Two girls who start off as friends and then realize, in this book explicitly stated, they realize that they're half sisters. They have the same father, this man who has a lot of children. He seems to be legally married to Gertie's mother, and there are several legitimate children in that household, but he has been visiting Simone's mother, and he seems to come around like once a week. But this is the reality that Cece has accepted, that her father is mostly absent, but when he comes around, she can't necessarily rely on him for affection. She knows he is there. She can't really rely on him for affection, but she is content that he is affectionate with her mother, I guess is how she has seen it. And then when she gets the call that her father is in a hospital and he's requested to see all his children, she's like, who are his other children? Because her half-sister at home, Margie, she knows that her father is not Margie's father. And then she goes there to find Gertie also there, along with all the other sisters and brothers, that some of them who she's met in the house where she visited and was not accepted, was not welcome when they found out that she was there. So it was really interesting to see that family dynamic.
Say, I have my daughter here.
And I have my daughter here.
Hi.
I feel like it wasn't a surprise because Chansey has built that up. She built up that dynamic, you know, where we see these two girls who start off as friends and they see similarities. At least Cece sees a similarity between her friend and her father, but she doesn't necessarily put 2 and 2 together because they're only 7 years old at the time when this is happening. And this is, you know, this I'm sure is a crashing realization for anyone, but for children who are that young. And I like that the author portrays this really pivotal moment from the two perspectives. We see it both through Gertie's and Cece's eyes, how each one is thinking the same thought almost, but how this thing weighs on both of these girls separately. The other major thing that has happened in these past 46 pages or so is we get a little bit of a discussion of the birds. Earlier on in the section where Cece is recalling her final conversations with Margie, who is the sister that she claims, where she knows that Margie is about to die, and they're talking about the afterlife and the possibility of Margie returning and visiting her, and how will she know, how will she be able to recognize that this is her sister's spirit. That portrayal of the afterlife is not something that I believe in. I'm just telling it as I have read it in this book. But there's a scene where Margie is letting Cece know that if she does come, or when she does come, she'll present herself in yellow so that she'll be able to recognize her. And what I like about this all tying up, because this is a book about sisters, not just these two sisters or these two sisters, but then they all become sisters, right? And so right before the phone call that is mentioned in the previous section that we talked about yesterday, right before Gertie calls, there's this yellow butterfly that has presented itself. And I did not yet look up what the weaver bird looks like, so if you have information to share about weavers, then definitely leave that in the comments down below. I'll try to read that up so we can talk about weavers in our next check-in. There's one more really significant thing that happens in this book. I think it's on page 60, where they are talking about the differences between the Haitians and the Dominicans. And it is a conversation between Cece and Gertie before, of course, they find out that they are half-sisters. Cece asks shyly, your dad's Dominican? I think mine is too. Well, Gertie thinks about it. I guess he was born there, but his parents are from both sides. They moved back to Haiti when he was 6, and he goes back for business and to see family. And it goes on, and she says, I don't know if my papa is from there. My grandmother calls him a pagnol. I think that just means that he's white. What is it like over there? Gertie's thoughtful. It's like here, except everyone speaks Spanish. They also pay a lot of attention to what people look like. And I found that to be really interesting because it is a little bit of a commentary on the society and the culture and the people, because people are only considered, people's race is really only considered when there's difference. You don't necessarily speak about the people from your race, or at least not how you see your own race in that way. So I feel like we're going to come back to this later, so I just wanted to mention it here. So those are the things that really intrigued me in this section. Would love to chat with you in the comments down below. Let me know what you found to be significant in these few pages, and we'll talk down there. So until we come back for more on this tomorrow, happy CaribAthon, happy reading, bye.